This episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast is brought to you by Lads to Leaders. Are you looking for something to help your kids learn to lead, both now and in the future? What if you could find something that offered year-round opportunities along with a yearly convention to help hone skills and learn to deal with competition in an encouraging and loving atmosphere? In 1968, Dr. Zorn began a program with 8 boys in hopes that they would learn to lead in their churches and communities. Now, 55 years later, there are 20,000 boys and girls each year that participate in activities that are true to the mission of Dr. Zorn's program. Lads to Leaders has trained over 250,000 young people and brings whole congregations together with competitive and non-competitive events, activities for people ages 3 to 103, and Bartimaeus events for special needs participants of all ages. The convention takes place in 10 cities of the U.S., as well as the countries of India, the Philippines, and Romania. The leaders of the future are trained in the present. So go to ladstoleaders.com to check out all the things this program has to offer. That's leaders.com.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor podcast with Ben and Travis. It's good to be here with all these wonderful folks, and we'll introduce our wonderful guests. We're always blessed with the best guests. I don't know if people know that or not, but it's true. It's true. Ben, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I might not be as tired as you are. We have just spent a weekend up in Cleveland, Tennessee with some really great folks up there, and I got back yesterday, but you got back today. Just rolled wheeling it in real quick. So
I'm wearing my Team Ben t-shirt. Right, there's
right.
A blue t-shirt, Team Ben, Team Travis, red shirt, but I'm Team Ben all the way this morning. That's how much I love you. And then Will, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just glad to know Ben texted me last night and said, "Do you want a red shirt or a blue shirt?" And I said, "I want a red shirt." Had no idea, but that means I'm Team Travis, which perfectly fits. Since I work with Ben, I would much rather be on your team. So, dude,
you're already on
really
Ben's
good.
team, so.
Well, that's true. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just trying to claim you. I have to claim him. So,
yeah.
But I'm doing good. I'm excited about today.
Well, we have Corey and Brittany Buckner here with us. Some amazing, wonderful people. I've been able to share my leukemia story. One of the first people through the door in the hospital was Corey to come and kind of give me some pointers, because he has been through a lot of the same things that I've been through. And so, Corey and Brittany, how are y'all?
We're good.
You're doing great, man. Thank y'all so much for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for being flexible, as I didn't actually fly in from Cleveland, but I literally stepped out of the car when he dropped me off. We have Always Endure. We have the Slawburger Chase that is sponsoring the podcast this month and getting ready for a big event. And so we want to have you guys come on and tell us a little bit about that. But the first thing we need is to know about, what got you into this. And I think that your story, Corey, and it's obviously y'all's story, because y'all are in it together, of your battle with cancer. So the Always Endure Slawburger Chase question of the day is, Corey, tell us about how God has brought you through your cancer journey.
Well, I would say, when I got diagnosed with cancer, it was actually I realized something was wrong. I just got back from a mission trip from Uganda, Africa, and there was a lymph node that was swollen on the base of my neck, and knew I probably should get that checked out. But I was like, "Hey, you've been in Africa. Yeah, it could be a lot of different things." Because, we were really off the grid. It was not like stay in a hotel and go work. It was lay on the ground in a mosquito tent, no electricity, no power, no anything. And one of those mission trips. And I remember it was probably my dental hygienist not long after that. She had a prayer that if anybody had cancer, any of her patients would have cancer, that God would use her to find it. And man, she was cleaning my teeth, and she was kind of feeling around my jaw, and she kind of down my neck, and she was like, "Whoa, yeah, you need to get that checked out." And I was like, "No, okay." Oh my God, I've been putting it off for like
all the great words that dads or men in general like to hear. You need to get that checked out. From breaks to lymph nodes. No, I don't want to get that checked out.
Yeah. So, we long story short, we went and got biopsied. It came back Hodgkin's lymphoma. then got staged, and it was stage 2A, I think, was what it was. So I didn't have any other symptoms, but after they did scans and further tests and everything, there was a mass in my chest, and then it was all in my clavicle, around my neck. So then I got my port put in, all the different things, prepping for chemotherapy. I would say before I started chemotherapy treatment, the Lord, I was really praying about just the hard season. Didn't know what to expect, but began to pray, and the Lord really put "always endure" those words on my heart, because the season was going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, a challenge like I've never faced. But don't quit, don't give up, keep pushing forward, keep trusting me. And my prayer was that God would use that season for His glory. I really just wanted, to suffer well, and to suffer and endure that treatment and that season in a way that everything I did pointed people to Jesus. Because what I started noticing as I started my chemotherapy treatment was the very people that I tried to share Christ with in college, who had wanted nothing to do with it. They were actually following my cancer journey because they really wanted to know if I really believed what I told them. So I wanted to point them and point others to Jesus and to say, hey, He is worth everything. And I'm going to praise Him, even if I don't feel like it, because He's worthy of that. Brittany, I'm so blessed to not only walk through that season with the support system, and we have a great loving community here that really poured out on me through that season. But I can't imagine going through that season without the Lord, number one. But man, Brittany was there. She was not even when I got diagnosed with cancer. She was just my girlfriend at the time, and I remember she looked at me and was like, "I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. Like, no matter what happens, I'm going to be here for you through the whole thing." So I just remember that was such a defining moment. I was already kind of, I was going to propose. That was already a thought in my head and wanting to do that. And I actually did right after my first round of chemotherapy, proposed. Story for another day on that. But
it's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm excited about that. That's one way to get you booked on another episode. Is everybody's going to be like, "We got to hear that story, man. We got to hear that story." That's good. That's good.
So, she just, she really, she would take me to treatment. She would get me settled. Like I was living by myself. I bought a house. I had her input because I already knew I was going to propose. Eventually, we were going to get married. We're going to live in this house together. So she would take me. She would drop me. She would make sure I was settled, and she would go home to her house, to her parents' house, and do all of her schoolwork. She's in nursing school. She actually put her nursing license, or really, I guess, degree on the line because she was more worried about taking care of me than finishing and taking care of all her schoolwork. So it was just, I would say this: chemotherapy was exponentially harder than radiation for me. I remember being kind of cutting up and joking with the other patients as initially as I went through the first few rounds of chemo. But man, that back half, it just put me down. Yeah. And I was they would just have to knock me out and just get it done. But God was so good through that season. It was a hard season, but He showed so much. He revealed a lot of things to me that were in me that I didn't know were there. And He did a lot of not only work growing my faith and our faith, but also used it as a platform to talk about the goodness of God and the hope that we have in the gospel.
The last couple of weeks here at church, we've talked about Romans chapter 5, and we've kind of relayed that over to James chapter 1 too, with the whole idea of, when we go through these struggles, it actually, makes us stronger. So that idea of always enduring, and I assume you've probably noticed that. I know you said it revealed some things that was in you already, but kind of shoring up our faith when we go through those struggles. And you were talking about always endure. I'm sure that's not only just for you, but it sounds like Brittany had to always endure as well, and she was doing, fighting the battle right alongside of you. So you guys have a organization that's called Always Endure, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So Always Endure. It actually started as a 5K in 2015. That was about a year and a half or so, maybe pushing 2 years after I had started treatment. It was about a year or so after I was declared in remission from cancer.
How long have you been
So, yeah.
in remission?
So,
You're like me, I have to do the math.
Yeah, I know. So, my last treatment ended October of 2013, and then you're going to be my fact checker because I want to get this
That's
wrong.
the way this works.
Yeah. So, and then March of 2014 is when I was declared in remission, because it was right after we got back from our honeymoon. Right, that's when I got that news. Wow. So the following year, that we prayed, and we really had a desire in our heart to reciprocate that blessing that so many people just a blessing of support that we had through our season. So what we decided, I had started the 5K run at the job I had at the time, at the workplace I was at. So I had that knowledge of how to do that. And the Lord just aligned, set everything up. We met certain people. And next thing we know, we're having to Always Endure 5K. It was a kicking off a festival here in Fayetteville. We love our festivals here. We have, I know the Host of Christmas Past is one, and this one was a brand new one at the time in 2015. They wanted to call it the Slawburger Festival. We have different places. That's what, Ken's Fast Foods and Honey's and places that's like their signature burger is a Slawburger. So we're having a big festival. We'll have an eating contest. We'll have slaw dogs. You bring your dogs, and they'll have it's just all kind of family fun stuff that small towns do. And we're like, hey, can we marry these things together? And our race will kick everything off, and then all the proceeds will go to somebody going through cancer. And so that's where it all started. We actually had no desire of becoming a 501c3 nonprofit. We had no desire of growing. We just wanted to help a local cancer patient. If we could do that every year, that would be awesome. And the Lord has definitely, you read scripture about he does far more, exceedingly more than you can think or imagine. He has done that with Always Endure and grown it in a way that we never thought he would or desired. So.
Well, and I've never run in that. I was going to the year you guys supported Travis, and it happens to fall on the weekend of a conference that I have to go to every year, and so I wasn't able to do it. But as a result of that, I decided, hey, I'm going to at least do it kind of on my own here, and then I've started doing St. Jude as a result, which we all kind of started doing that together, raising money for it. So, in a roundabout way, people could never get me to run unless something was chasing me, but you guys did. So in a roundabout way, I'm running because of you guys. So I appreciate that.
You mentioned they had the race for me, and I got to run in that. And that was also, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish the race. And you guys wrote for my family, I guess it's okay for me to share, $10,000 to go towards my medical expenses. So obviously I have a great affection for these people and what they're doing. And we're so thankful to have you guys a part of the Helping Healing Humor podcast family.
We've got to hear so much good about the two of you from Travis, just for what you did for him, for Whitney, for his family. But tell us a little bit about this year. When is the race going to be? Who is it going to benefit? Kind of how is everything working for this year's race?
Okay, so our race this year is Saturday, April 16th. It starts at 8 a.m. And we did something new this year. We have our 5K race, but we also added a 10K race option. We don't have a lot of those here in Fayetteville or in the surrounding area. So we thought that'd be a good opportunity to raise more money for the little boy we're raising money for. So his name is Landon Carr. He is local to this area, lives in Huntsville, in that area. He is 9 years old. He was diagnosed he had brain surgery last year when they found a tumor on his brain at the end of last year, and they diagnosed him at the beginning of this year. I'm not exactly sure the exact name of it because it's kind of long, I think, but it's brain cancer. And so he is now, they did that surgery. They removed most of it, or maybe all of it, I think. And then he's getting treatment like pills, right? He's taking chemotherapy pills, I think. And so his family went through a lot. They have two other boys. And so we're excited to be able to raise money for them and help them out during the season. I know that they were really worried if their insurance was going to pay for this new medication that he was taking, plus everything that, they acquired from the surgery. So as soon as we heard about them, we were like, that's who we're going to do the race for. And so we got to call him and talk to him, and his mom was really thankful for us doing that. So we're excited too for them.
Well, I have registered, and I'm going to jump in and run. I've been training. I got another one on April Fool's Day, so we'll see how foolish I am. But they will at least give me a little heads up on
Well, I will say, Travis, down from your house, you got some heel training for sure. I mean, you got that monster heel. That just
Hollow,
seems to go forever.
Yeah, I always run the other direction.
Yeah, you got to go
flat,
down.
The flat turf, I run that.
Jog it down and walk it up. I mean, that's the way you do that one.
Really enough.
Is there, just for those of us that are not local to Fayetteville, is there a way for us to donate if we can't be a part of the race? I know we've got a lot of listeners from all over, and give them maybe that option as well.
Yeah, so you can go to our website, alwaysendure.com, and there's a link on there. When you go to donate on our page, there's a drop down, and you can select general, or you select, we'll just put Landon Carr, and you'll go, everything that comes through our website, donated online, will go directly to him.
Awesome.
So that's another way. Yeah, if you want to do that, that would be great.
I've got a couple of these T-shirts. I'm totally just pulling this out right here. The shirt that I'm wearing right now, we're going to sell them for $20, $15. That covers the cost of the shirt. Everything we make on these shirts, we're going to donate to your race. So just throw that out there.
Awesome.
It'll be on the website. You can go to the benandtravis.com / store. I think that's right, but you can find it. And whatever we make on these shirts, we'll donate to the race in Landon. So be sure to do that. Like I said, Will, that's a great point. If you can't make the race, that doesn't mean you can't help. So please do. We'll put that link down in the show notes.
Family devotional time. Fulfilling, organized, fun. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. Moses' words in Deuteronomy 6:4-8 to the children of Israel in the speech that closed out not only his ministry, but also his life, can be overwhelming at times and make us as parents feel like we could be doing more to disciple our children. In the fast-paced life that we live, we're usually just happy if everyone makes it out the door with their shoes on the correct feet. Planning and executing a family devotional time can seem out of reach. We're here to help. The Helping Healing Humor podcast has a tool to help you plan, organize, and execute a fulfilling and fun family devotional time for every member of your family, from toddler to teen. As a member of the Ben and Travis Patreon community, you will have access to tons of content at a small price that will help you grow your spiritual life, disciple your family, or even lead a small group Bible study. Patreon membership fees will help our podcast continue to be better and support the cost of creating and publishing the content that our Helping Healing Humor community has enjoyed. Go to www.patreon.com/Ben and Travis to sign up. Hit the link in the show notes for this month's special offer.
We have come to that point in our interview where we like to ask a little fun question. Not that, the questions today haven't been fun and been a great interview, but we do like to get a little y'all's personality, which I think we've done a little bit of that. So I'm going to ask Brittany, if you're driving in the car and this song comes on the radio, I mean, you're going all out. Like, obviously both hands on the wheel. But if you're in the passenger seat, you're air guitaring it, air drums, or you're going to sing every word. You don't care who's in the car. It could be the president of the United States in the car. He's getting it. He's getting every word. So, what is your jam, Brittany?
Okay, I'm gonna do like two different ones because it depends. Like if Bella's in the car right now, Bella's our daughter, almost 4. So anything from the Sing 2 soundtrack, like we love Sing 2.
Gotcha.
Have you seen that? Yeah,
I have not seen that.
Bella loves that. So Sing 2 soundtrack, that one, yes. But if I'm in the car by myself, then the song "My Jesus." You know that song?
I think so.
You don't?
I think I know that one.
I can't remember the
that
girl's name who sings it, but I love that song.
one. There you go.
It's fine.
So
You're gonna give us a little clip of it, or
yeah.
I know, it's like, here's a little one.
It's not like an air guitar song.
Oh, okay.
It's more like a praise
I can
song.
find the song on my phone really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can let you have it.
Is it Ann Wilson?
I'll be looking
And
at it.
that's it. That's her name.
Ann Wilson.
Well, we'll be jamming to it afterwards for sure. All right. Well, that's a great answer. It's a great answer. All right. Corey, so what TV show would you bring back?
Man, I was really, I had 2, and I was kind of doing Inky Binky Boo, just silently to myself over here. So
Could you show us that? I would like to see a replay of that.
I was really trying to do that because I was like, I really love some Sean and Corey and Topanga, from Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
I always wanted to be Corey because we share that name, and I was like, I always wanted to get that Topanga. But I was really more like Sean because I just showed up at random people's houses for dinner time. I was that guy. So,
It's like me showing up at Ben's house.
That's right.
Oh, you just happen to have dinner. Okay, this is great. I'll just stick around for a little bit if that's okay. I mean, I don't want to intrude. Oh yeah, come on. Everybody's going to take the lead. So the other one though was like, just because I liked, I used to, not really anymore since when we adopted Bella and became a parent, just being a parent changes a lot of things. So I used to, my hobby was collecting action figures and that sort of thing. So not so much anymore, but I was going through all my stuff and I was like, oh, yes. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was the jam. I would eat my Pop-Tarts sitting on the coffee table, and I won like $50 from Fox 54 because I was like the 10th caller one morning, and it was the greatest day in the world. So I would say I always wanted to aspire to be Tommy because he was like the cool one. He was White Tiger. He was the green, or before that, he was the Green Dragon Zord. Yeah. He was the guy. And when my buddies and I were always I always got stuck being Billy because I wear glasses. And I was like, okay, Triceratops. Okay, whatever, dude.
I feel like we need some therapy. This is like we're doing some counseling here.
Good. So I was totally, and I saw that the original, I think the reason I thought of that too was I saw something on just my news feed that some of the original, the original Mighty Morphin, they're trying to do a Netflix show. They're coming back for the reunion. They're much older. They're I don't even know how old they are now, but probably in their 40s.
Well, that shows our age difference there, Corey, because I remember Wonder Years, which is actually the guy's brother. That Kevin Arnold, the guy that played Kevin Arnold, is the brother of the guy who played Corey.
Really?
And he had a similar show, but it was based in the 60s, and it was him growing up. And I always thought, wow, what is the chances that they would both do a show that was very similar? But the Boy Meets World is more sitcom, and the Wonder Years is, I guess, a little more serious, but it's a similar deal. But
they came around with a Girl Meets World show for a little while. That was them as adults. It's not the same. It's not as good, but
right? Of course
they did have it. That's like the Power Rangers coming back. My wife would be completely excited about it. I was never a big Power Rangers fan, but she was, and she would be excited. But it wouldn't be the same.
I always wondered about the arm. Okay, cool, right? But yeah, I watched that show a good bit. My brother.
I always wondered why the bad guys look like the local mascots at a high school. That
they're battling. We need to make that happen. That's a video.
I think you're on this stuff. Yeah, totally.
Well, we appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Like I said, technical difficulties, all that good stuff, as per usual, and being flexible as I came in on 2 wheels. from Cleveland, but we are certainly praying for Always Endure and specifically the Slawburger Chase. We know that you've got different events coming up. Maybe we can have you back on to talk about those. But thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much for
much.
having us. Thank y'all.
That's always.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.